Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back, and it is time for another Starcraft 2 Probots cast. Keeping with the trend on the channel of doing Probots, then doing a Procast. Generally keeping to that. If you guys are a fan of that, let me know, or don't say anything, I guess, and I'll keep doing it. But yeah. Anyway, we have got ourselves two bots. One with the name bot in its name, one without it. So, we've got VETaran, actually the bot that I cast, or one of the bots I cast in the last match, and it was pretty darn entertaining of a bot to see. So checking it out again is cool. And then in the bottom left, we have got QueenBot, a bot that I've cast before that kind of got rolled the last time I cast it. But that was more like its Achilles heel for the way that it manages its units and everything was exploited. So I doubt we'll see that this game. So I think giving QueenBot another chance is a good idea. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far into this one, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, which is linked down below, or consider becoming a member. Basically all that jazz. And yeah, seeing as how we're probably on our, I'm gonna guess that I have cast, I'm gonna go ahead and say 42 bot matches, 42 bot videos. So let's go for 42 likes on this. I have no idea if that's actually true or not, but 42 sounds like a good number. And so yeah, we take a look. QueenBot is scouting out with its drones a lot. Of course, that's probably to check for proxy racks and stuff, kind of a necessity as a Zerg. Of course, it doesn't guarantee that even if it found something, it would have a proper response. But no crazy cheese coming out of VETaran, so I am excited to see QueenBot get its production up of a lot of queens. And that's exactly what it was trying to do the last time I cast QueenBot. It's actually pretty distinct in my memory as far as Starcraft games go. Yeah, QueenBot, it kept trying to just produce its queens, build up to the mass number. But basically it kept having them be picked off by like that proxy bunker that was there, so it just kept bleeding them out till it eventually died. So it never really reached its full potential, but I think it will this game, as there's no proxy planetary or no proxy bunker, things like that. As we do take a look right now, there is multiple Reapers on the way for VETaran. The first Reaper is going to be moving across the map, and we'll see how many it is going to produce, but Queens are actually pretty darn good against Reapers, so I think QueenBot should be fine here. There's also a Spine already going up at the front, so the Reapers probably are not going to get too much done here. Looks like that Reaper does go down for VETaran. That's an interesting thing. Whether players program their bots to recognize spine crawlers any differently than units, realizing that basically they aren't going to pursue your unit, so your unit can kind of just go around them, maybe. That's something that I wonder if anyone's considered. Lots of questions come to mind when watching these bots play. For now that we take a look, lots of queens on the way for QueenBot, no surprise there. And yeah, it is just getting up its production going. 25 drones on the way, not a single gas yet, or 25 drones produced so far. Not a single gas taken yet. We'll probably see one at some point though, because then there can be upgrades on those queens and stuff. And then maybe this game we'll see how good 200 queens is. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But it's just one of those things. You can see a bot take a concept and run with it. Who needs gas when you can just make queens and just expand non-stop and spread creep non-stop? Another Reaper moving in for VETaran, gonna get shoot away. Second Reaper comes on in, but of course, yeah, so many queens here for QueenBot. One thing that I would like to point out for QueenBot, of course, is the lack of scouting, and that if there was to be, I was just about to, it kind of answered my question there, if there was to be a Banshee or something, it would be vulnerable to it, but it did just throw up a Spore Crawler, so great reaction by QueenBot. All the while, VETaran, who I haven't focused on too much this game, does have up its natural base, it's getting up Stim, it's producing Widow Mines, it's just kind of doing that ragtag sort of Terran production thing, but getting a solid bio basis. We'll see if there's going to be any Medivac usage this game or anything, as there is an armory on the way, interestingly enough. The armory is an interesting one. I guess it's just for cloak for those Widow Mines, and that's actually what we saw VETaran use a lot of last game. That was basically just mass widow mines that were burrowing and unburrowing, so we're gonna see how well that works against mass queens. Seeing as how mines don't one-shot queens, I think that it's not gonna be that good against QueenBot. But you never know. So we could be seeing that kind of mass mine against mass queen thing, and I'm honestly here for it. Queen count's currently up at 11 so far, and we're just getting started as another hatchery is going to be going up, increasing the production of queens, no doubt. A little bit of gas is being mined, so there's an Evo going up now. But we're actually going to be seeing VETaran step out. There is an armory to make those mines invisible now. We'll see if QueenBot's going to react to that. Widow Mine gonna fire a shot, hits Queen, should be transfused, and yeah, this is the thing that I was wondering if it was gonna play out like this. A mine can't one-shot a Queen, and if there's basically just unlimited Queen transfuse, that means the mines aren't gonna be very useful. And that mine actually did get killed off, I guess it unburrowed. Missile attack is now on the way for the Queens. And then yeah, just constant expanding by QueenBot, creep's gonna be spreading. The fact that the creep isn't just naturally spreading itself, for example, on this tumor, is an interesting thing. It makes me wonder, like, why would you not just have a tumor try to spread as soon as it finishes up? Maybe that's because maybe there's like a check for having a unit on creep or something. Basically, don't spread creep when there's a unit on creep. I don't know. That's interesting why the creep spread halted here for QueenBot. Maybe it's trying to expand this way and it can't, obviously. Lots of little questions about these bots' functionality, because obviously this tumor has spread, and we'll see if it's going to try to do it again. I know that there's other things going on, but I like to see these things. So yeah, units are on creep, so it's not going to spread the tumor for now. But little things like that, as far as the implementation of behavior goes, really interesting. Widow Mine's hitting Overlords, poor Overlords. The Queens are busy on the front. This army hasn't been split up very properly, so this hatchery is actually taking a lot of damage. One Queen, two Queens are coming down now to help out, but lots of drones are dying. The hatchery's under fire. The Hellbats are spinning. It's not looking like that the Queen blob is being broken though by VETaran, and it does look like that this army gets pushed away. The mines are still present. Of course, we're going to have to see if there's any overseer behavior. Automatic transfuse goes down, saves those Queens pretty much. The creep spread has gone again. Sneaky creep tumors. There's one getting queued up there by a Queen, actually. That tumor did just spread again. So yeah, that's something interesting. And also interesting is QueenBot's throwing up a hatchery over here. I'm not sure what that one's about, but why not, I guess. Another hatchery going up. I guess just to expand its empire. We'll see if it's actually going to take the ones on location nearby too. Creep continuously being spread. The Queen blob continues to grow. Just the absolute monster of a mass of Queens. You think that this would be a pro-European game, but that is not the case, as we are currently up to 26 Queens, making 6 at a time. And if you were a non-bot and you were having to deal with this, you'd just be like, oh, just make a bajillion siege tank and just build up to 200 because 200 bio beats 200 queen, or make ghosts and spam down some EMP or snipes. Really, whatever you wanted to could deal with the mass queens. It's not that good, but in bot world, the bot doesn't know how to deal with mass queens. So we'll see how well VETaran's going to deal with this. VETaran is expanding up. If the bot does max out, I mean, it's going to have potential to make a nice play against all these queens. But for now, we just wait as more and more hatcheries are going up. There's a random spore crawler here. That's interesting. We're seeing a hatchery go up here, and yeah, both bots just expanding. Lots of pacifism. We have got a battle cruiser on the way for VETaran as well, and Yamato cannon one-shot Queen. So no amount of transfuse can save a Queen from a battle cruiser, so that's something to consider. And yeah, that is a lot of Queens. An infestation pit's on the way. I suppose that's just to get the upgrades going further for the Queens. And I wonder if QueenBot is ever programmed to attack, or if that's just once it hits 200. I'm kind of excited once the 200 supply cap is reached. 9 queens are being produced at a time, by the way, so it's gonna hit that supply pretty darn soon, I think. And yeah, it's kind of just the march of the queens right now. It's just a big old train of queens, a bajillion queens, a billion queens. Mines are gonna hit some of the queens. The Transfuse is gonna do a good job keeping them alive, though. And Overseer is actually with this army, so props to QueenBot for this. Mines are killing off actually a couple of the queens, but there's just too many. It's just mass Transfuse. This is what I wanted to see from QueenBot. And even if a queen does die, keep in mind there's 10 being produced at a time behind this. Pushing up this ramp ain't gonna be pretty, as the Widow Mines haven't actually died and are reburrowing, so some more mine shots will go off, but look at this, it's basically just unlimited Transfuse. Terran units are slowly dying, the medivacs are healing as well as they can. This queen on the front line, she's just pushing. All the other queens have got her back. She does go down, but a lot of Transfuse is being used by these bots. This rock is actually hilarious. How it's totally choking up these queens. I think VETaran would be dead without this rock, but by God, this is ridiculous. Oh my God, what a game of Starcraft 2. The queens are not faring that well. This could be bad for QueenBot. I wonder if it's gonna take a different approach, and it looks like it is pushing towards the left. VETaran is doing a good job though by not going down this ramp. And whether that be, it's not intentional behavior, but it's working out very darn well. So QueenBot needs to understand choke points a bit, as it's just not working out. The battle cruiser does get pushed away. QueenBot is trying to make it up the ramp. Marauders going down, units going down. Resources lost is currently 5,000 to 4,700, so it's actually pretty darn close. Transfuses are providing a remarkable efficiency. Some of these bio units are going down. Another battle cruiser shows on up. The queens have actually burned through most of their transfuse energy, crazily enough. 13 more queens are on the way at a time, but yeah, lots of dead queens here, 38 to be exact, and that number is going to keep going up. Another Yamato cannon goes off. These PCs are starting to just rip through the queens, and it's not looking too good for QueenBot. And oh my God, is this just what the entire game is going to be? Just queens that just getting killed in a choke point. If these rocks weren't here, I'm like 99% sure that VETaran would be dead. But VETaran is a very lucky bot that QueenBot is derping out so hard. The Cyclones are out as well. They're locking onto the queens too. And yeah, the queens are just too slow to get up this ramp. There hasn't been any further attempts to spread creep as well, interestingly enough. The bio's losing HP, but yeah, QueenBot's having a real tough go of it. Battle Cruiser does get picked off, and QueenBot actually elects to pull back, so seemingly something triggered the bot to pull back, and now it's actually going to take a much better fight against all these units. VETaran's behavior probably is going to make a pull back up that ramp. Widow Mines are firing, hitting a lot of the queens actually, and then the mines do retreat, so this is slaughtering the queens here. Then QueenBot will start pushing back VETaran, but VETaran will just retreat to that great position. The battle cruisers able to warp on out when they get injured, but some of them have been going down as a matter of fact, and that's not great. But look at the queen count, it's dropping, it's plummeting, it's tanking, and yeah, just that choke point and the retreating behavior of VETaran seems to have the upper hand against QueenBot. If QueenBot took a different attack, like came this way, it would totally be a W, I think, for QueenBot. But in the end, rocks are the fatal enemy of queens. So rocks not only beat scissors, but they also beat queens. Battle cruisers dumping more Yamato cannons as the battle cruiser count rises too. There's basically just going to be no hope for QueenBot. So I think that this game has probably reached its conclusion. Maybe QueenBot will like pull back and consolidate, build up another 200 queens as it's trying to stall out this attack here. It's something though. This is something. Widow Mines firing off and retreating. The battle cruisers are just too high in number, even though there's been 11 queens getting produced non-stop this entire game. It's not looking too darn good for QueenBot. There's an attempt at a base over here, but it's being taken out. And yeah, turns out VETaran just did its thing and beat the mass queens. Like, there was a time which VETaran did not have that much, and if all the queens were able to fight at once, it totally would have rolled over VETaran, but even now with all the BCs, even if QueenBot, I think, got 200 queens out of nowhere, I think that they would not be able to make the job happen against this Terran force. And yeah, queen production's gonna fall off, and very cool behavior from QueenBot, but in order for it to work, it may need an adjustment or something. But yeah, great game. That was for sure. QueenBot's not dead yet. It'll probably be a slow death, as it tends to be with QueenBot. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this match, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button. I know I've already said all that jazz, but yeah. Leave a comment down below for the algorithm. Guess how many queens died. Or that there's only one immortal queen, as it turns out. But yeah, QueenBot gonna perish. And I think we can just fast forward here a little bit to the end, as everything's getting picked off. Yeah, QueenBot basically just reaching the point which it kind of just gets caught in a bad loop, and then producing drones even though it needs units not to lose drones. Yeah. Alright, thanks so much to everyone for tuning in. I shall see you guys next time. Yeah.